Hey everyone, it's your boy Raislive. So I was watching this video and it was pretty funny. People were talking about, like Craigslist horror stories or whatever. And I just figured, hey, you know what? Let me share one of my Craigslist horror stories. Now, mine, I wasn't like, robbed at gunpoint and anything like that, but still, it's pretty weird and it's kind of stupid on my part. It was a really dumb moment in my part. So just hear it. This is how it goes. So back in the day when Destiny first came out, the video game, I had a choice between to get that. I was like, you know what? I didn't really have a choice, but I was in my mind. I was like, hey, I need some new games. I never played The Last of Us before, and I wanted to play Destiny. Now I could have got both, but I didn't really want to pay both. I didn't feel like both of those games. I was skeptical about Destiny, and I was skeptical about. Well, I wasn't really skeptical about Last of Us. I was just like, I just didn't really see how that game was worth, the $60 price tag. So I was like, hey, I'm either gonna get one or the other. And so I asked people for advice or whatever, and people were like, "Man, you should just go with Destiny, man. I mean, it's a bigger game. This was before Destiny even was released, so of course that was the easy thing. So I was like, you know what, hell yeah, I'll go with Destiny. That's easy. That's an easy decision. What the hell am I thinking? Destiny is clearly gonna be the better game overall. So I picked up the game and whatever, and I had like a bunch of like GameStop points, so I didn't really pay like full price for it too either. So that was another reason why I was trying to decide which game I really want to put my GameStop points, my rewards to, towards the game. So I made that decision, and I ended up. I mean, later on, I guess you could say I ended up regretting it because the game wasn't really what I thought it was going to be. The way it was marketed in a way that appealed to me. But when I got it, it didn't play the way I thought it was going to play. But anyways, I was playing the game or whatever, and then I was like, you know what, man, this game is kind of trash. I don't really like this game. It's kind of sucks. Let me put it on Craigslist, and see if I can get a trade. Since the game is so hyped up right now, I can easily get this game traded for something else. So I was like, you know what, being that I didn't pay full price for this game, I can easily put this up and get like The Last of Us on Craigslist from somebody else. So I was like, cool, that sounds like a fair trade to me anyway. He might think he's getting over it, but technically I didn't pay full price for it, so. That was my decision. That was my mentality and what I was going with. So I went on Craigslist, took the pictures of the game, whenever put it on there. I was like, yo, I'm trading for the Last of Us. This is a straight trade, no money, no cash, no nothing, just straight up, boom. So after about a couple of days or whatever, I get like a text message, somebody saying, hey, yo, and I got The Last of Us, let's make a trade or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. And so like, show me a picture of it. I want to see the condition of the the disc, everything like that. He was like, oh, it's a voucher code. And I was like, it's a voucher code? He was like, yeah, it's like a little voucher code that you get. It came with my PlayStation 4. It was around the time when the PlayStation 4 came out with Grand Theft Auto and Last of Us voucher code. It was like a little bundle, and he was like, yeah, I got the voucher code, you can have that, and I was like, I don't know, first of all, I already know like buying voucher codes over the internet is fucking risky. Like, you just don't do that, like, because somebody can use it. Because how do you check to see if the voucher code has been used? You can't really tell. So, I was already, skeptical about it. And you should always, guys, as future advice, always go with your first mindset. You just live and die by that. If your first, mindset or your first opinion, is, whatever, just go with it. Don't change your decision. Don't change your mind later on, because 9 times out of 10, you're usually right the first time. So, so at first, I was a little skeptical, but I was like, you know what, man, I was really disappointed with Destiny. I wasn't playing the game at all, so I was like, you know what, let me just, get rid of this game or whatever and trade it. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever, meet me at a public spot or whatever, and we make the trade. He was like, you sure, man, it's a voucher code? I was like, yeah, man, it's cool, and he seemed really like a nice guy, like he was sure, what I'm saying? I was like, all right, whatever. The only really big loss I felt that I will lose on that was being the fact that it's a voucher code. You can't trade it, like you can trade the game, the disc. Like if I wanted to beat The Last of Us, I can get rid of it. So I was thinking about that too, but I was like, you know what, I don't care. Destiny it was completely trash to me. I didn't really want it. I was like, whatever, man. I don't give a damn. So I meet him or whatever, and I told him, I said, yo, meet me at it was Home Depot or whatever. I was like, yo, meet me at Home Depot. I always pick public places where there's like a lot of cameras, whatever, just in case, something happens to me, they got me on camera. And, so I met him. He was cool, whatever. It was like a little short Mexican guy. And I remember, I remember his car and everything he looked or whatever, but I didn't get any license plates, nothing like that. Cause I wasn't thinking like that at the time. I was just thinking like, this is going to be a straight up trade. And I knew from the jump when I met him, he was real like hesitant. Like he was like kind of kind of scared, like intimidated by me a little bit to a certain degree. Like he was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm not like I kind of have like my face, like I look like a guy that's like not, not to be, be fucked with, pretty much, excuse my French, I'm not really one of those guys you really want to, want to test, I'm about 6 feet, this guy was, he was way shorter than me. He was real small guy, and I got like a little beard or whatever, and, one day I might do a, face reveal. You guys to see what I look like. I'm a cool dude though, but I'm, one of those guys. I'm pretty intimidating in the face, visually. So he looked at me, he was scared. So I was like, you know what, maybe he's just nervous because of the fact of the way I look. But at the same time, I was like, I don't see why. I'm pretty cool. I'm smiling or whatever. I don't know why he's acting all scary or whatever. So that was already a red flag. That was red flag number 2 right there. But whatever. I'm in my mind. I already made up my mind. I'm like, yo, I'm getting rid of this game or whatever. So, I was like, yo, let me see the voucher code. He gave me the voucher code, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yo, you sure this works? And he looks at me, and he was like, yeah, it works. I was like, you sure, man? I mean, and he was like, yeah, man, it works good, man. It's a cool game. He was like, yo, you got any other games you wanted to trade? So he's conversating with me, so that made me feel like, I felt comfortable, but not knowing that as a hustler, that's what people do. They make it seem cool. They hustle, he basically hustling me. He's, talking to me, making me feel comfortable about the situation, and, I'm slipping, I've been away from the hood, I haven't been in the hood in a while, so, I'm slipping in my mind. I'm thinking like, all right, whatever, cool. This is whatever. So I, I take the game. I take the voucher code or whatever, and I'm like, all right, cool. We just make the trade. So I take it. He takes the game. He looks at it, and we dip out, shake hands, boom, we out. I go home, find out that the voucher code doesn't work. I'm texting the guy. I'm like, yo, man, voucher code don't work. Yo, turn around, man. Meet me back at the joint. He ain't text me back. So I picked up the phone. And I called him. I was like, yo, man. Well, I picked up the phone. And I started ringing, and like I heard him pick up, and I was like, yo, you there? And he just hung up on me. So I'm like, yo, are you dead ass right now? So I didn't want to keep calling him back or whatever, So I was like, you know what? Let me just go home. I got home, told my girlfriend about it. My girlfriend rolling, she laughing. She's like, damn, nigga, you stupid, bro. Like, you shouldn't have did that. And I'm like, man, so she making me feel dumb as hell at the point, Because at first I was like, you know what, whatever, it's my loss. But she making me feel dumb. So I was like, you know what, let me call the police, man. I don't know why the hell the police ain't do shit either. They came by, took my name or whatever. They never got back at me. But yeah, that's pretty much my little story, let me know what you guys think about it. I see you guys on my next video. It's your boy Raislive. Peace.